What's up everybody, it's Mike here, the FPV Evil Monkey, and welcome back to my channel. So today guys, I'm going to show you how to make a inexpensive tiny whoop gate out of basic PEX tubing, 3D printing, and some PVC pipe and some LEDs. It's really super simple and really inexpensive. No soldering needed. If you have a 3D printer, it works perfectly. If not, that's okay. There's a way around it. You can use different things, but I'm going to show you basically how to do that. So first thing what we have to do is I'm going to go ahead and print up this connector here. So what we'll do is we'll fire up the old 3D printer here. While we're waiting on the 3D printer to finish setup, let's go over to the hardware store and see what we need. So what I use for my gates is I use the PEX tubing and I use the 5-foot sections. They make like a perfect circle. They do make a 10-foot section, so you can get a 10-foot if you want, but the 5-foot is nice because then you don't have to cut it. So you can get your 3/4 PVC in 5 or 10-foot pieces, or they have pre-cut pieces too, depending on how many gates you want to make. So the pre-cuts are nice, but they are a little bit more expensive because they're pre-cut for you. So it's less expensive if you buy the longer length. Okay, so you guys, for each one of the gates that you make, you're going to need one of these. These are the PVC pipes. They have a 3/4 like that, so that way your feet will come out here, and then your top will go there. So you need at least one of these per gate at the bottom for the feet. Alright, so now that we've gotten everything we need at the hardware store, next what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get some LEDs. There's a couple of different options you can go. You can get these ones. They are kind of like a roll strip, and at the end these ones are powered by a USB, so this sticks onto the end, powered by USB, so you can use like a power bank, or you can use a phone charger, whatever you want. These are nice because they are a lot more colorful and a lot brighter, but if you want to go a less expensive option, which they work just fine, there's not a problem with them, you can also get these too. These are battery operated. They just take, I think it's 3 AA batteries, and they're these little tiny little LEDs. Now the problem with these is that this is about a 6-foot, and that fits in the PEX tubing almost perfect, leaves about maybe a foot left over. This is a lot longer. It's almost double the size. So what I would recommend is, if you're going to use the smaller battery operated, these are pretty cheap. Those you can find on Amazon. They run like $10, something like that. You can probably find them even cheaper. These run, I got them over at Big Lots for like $5, and after Christmas time they were like half off, so they were like $2 or something like that. And I'm sure you can find these on Amazon as well, or wherever you want, but they're super inexpensive, and these ones look just as nice. The only difference is these are not as bright to me as the LED strips, and the LED strips you can change the color. Now they do make different colors. They make green, they make red, multicolored ones, so whatever you want, they do have these, and they make them where they flash, whatever you want to do. So it's kind of up to you, whatever your budget entails, whatever you can do. So we've gotten our parts, we've gotten everything, so we're going to wait on the 3D printer to finish up, and then we'll go to the next part.
Wheeling and rolling, flying around. We're gonna take this tiny whoop all over town.
Okay everybody, so now that our 3D print is completed, this is what it looks like. So right here, this is cut out for a 1/2 inch PEX tubing, and on the bottom this is meant for 3/4 PVC. And then if you notice on the back, there's a little square, and it's basically, so what happens is, as we feed the LEDs through the bottom, what will happen is we'll push them through, and they'll actually come out the back, and then I'll show you how we do that. So basically this is the connector. I will leave a link down below for the Thingiverse file that you can use for this if you want. It's an awesome design. This was made by my friend JPro, and again, this is on Thingiverse. Really super easy. It takes like maybe 2.5 hours to print, not very bad. And I print most of them PLA at 30% infill, and they're really super strong and rugged. So let's get to the next part. So what we want to do is we're going to take our 1/2-inch PEX tubing, and if you can, keep it as straight as possible. That will help keep getting the LEDs pushed through down the PEX tubing. So for this one, I am going to use the nicer LEDs, but you can use the other ones. The other ones are a lot easier to push through. These are a little harder. If it gets stuck halfway down, what I usually do is just tap it and kind of help it down the tubing. But as long as it's nice and straight like this, that'll definitely help. So let me get this through, and then I'll show you the next part. All right, so once you've gotten the LEDs to the end, make sure the end that is sticking out is the one that plugs into the USB and it's sticking out. So you should have something that looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second and bring the camera back around, and I'll show you the next step. All right, so now that we've gotten, again, the LEDs through, what you want to do is the end that's sticking out, and again, this should be the connector that plugs into the USB. What you're going to do is just feed this through one of the sides. It doesn't matter which side it is. And then what you're going to do is you're going to feed it through until it gets to the square part. You might have to, if you're using a 3D printer, you probably know, might have to get some of, you'll see it right there, might have to get some pliers and just grab it. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so once you get that, then you're basically just going to slide this through. Be careful when you're sliding this and pulling it. Don't pull too hard. Otherwise, you will pull the LEDs out of the other side of the gate, and you'll have to start all over again. So just be careful on that. So we're just going to push it all the way through. There we go. Okay, and then you're going to push it right in one side. Okay, so now that we've gotten that, so you see how it comes out the back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our PEX tubing, and we're going to go ahead and bend it all the way around to the other side. And so this is not that hard. It just takes a little bit of strength, and it should slide right in there nice and easy, and it makes a perfectly nice circle. So you'll have your LED floating through here, and then you'll have your circle right there. All right, so that's pretty darn easy. So let me grab the rest of the PVC and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so next what you want to do is grab this that we got at the hardware store. Now I'm going to make this a 2-foot gate because I already have some longer ones. So just take the top part of your gate up through the top there. The feet, I like to cut my PVC at about 1 foot a piece. So you're just going to insert your 2 feet right like this and right like that. So then you'll have something like this. So this is the top that's going to go up, and these are the feet that are going to kind of stand out basically. So this will give it a good base, and that's why I like the 3/4 inch because it's a lot more sturdy and it will stay steady, especially when a whoop hits the gate. It tends not to knock over so bad. So next, almost done. Last part is to connect your 3/4 inch to your connector up here. Now, if you want, you can glue these in. I don't glue mine in. That way I can take them apart. It's a lot easier for me and everything like that. And then you have the excess here. So what I usually do with my excess amount of LED is I just take just basically one zip tie, and I zip tie it right here, and then I'll put another zip tie like right about here towards the bottom to where it's going to connect. And that's really about it. So let me pause the video, let me plug this in, and I'll show you what the gate looks like. So here's what it looks like in the dark. So let's change the mode. So you can see it flashes. You can hit the mode again. To the different colors. whatever color that you want. And then you can turn it off, and then you can turn it on. All right, guys, so that's it. That is my tutorial on how to make your very own tiny whoop gates. My gates, they cost me right about $20 a piece. So they're not really that bad. And the longest part of putting it all together is really the 3D print. Now you can, if you don't have a 3D printer, you can use, they have T connectors where you can put your PEX tubing together and then you can connect it to PVC that way. So there is different ways that you can do this. This is just the way that I like it. It's easy, and they make just really good gates. They work really, really good. So thanks for watching my tutorial. Thank you for tuning in as always, guys. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for my next video, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high. I'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome day.